Can't hear. Hello. Ground control to Major Tom. I could hear you now.
Ground control to Major Tom.
My new guitar arrived.
Very nice. Right, let me just go put the milk in my tea and I'll be right back.
Is that you?
Listen, do you know what? I've been running around, getting him to bed, doing the washing, putting the washing away, hanging the washing. It's like,
Nice. I'll see you in a second.
Where?
It's out of tune. I think it sounds alright, actually. Any requests? What we should do is we should pretend yours sounds really good and mine sounds like a really crappy. You see my hands doing all this, but it's actually me yours
looks like a proper guitar, man. I mean, I know this is still a proper guitar, but that looks like a proper guitar.
Hello and welcome to another episode of What a Load of Dribble. We are a football podcast.
We are indeed. Today's agenda is upcoming Premier League matches and upcoming Champions League matches. I don't know why I'm talking like that. That sounded really newsreader. I think because I did a newsreadery fake intro. And then all of a sudden it was as if I was reading off the screen. Cool, so Premier League, Chelsea, which is the last game. We're starting at the back, are we? Chelsea versus Aston Villa.
Do you know what? I'm quite happy actually because I've got a lot of stuff to do daytime, so it's a 5:30 game. It's going to be televised and I'm going to get to watch it. And I know the little guy's going to kind of join me with that anyway. He'll get his little Chelsea kit on, join me on the sofa. When I say little guy, I'm talking about my son. So just to totally clarify.
Doesn't dress up his penis.
Just to totally clarify what I mean in here. Yeah, I mean, looking at the team, I'm just finding it hard to pick what the lineup for Chelsea will be at the moment. One thing for certain, James will not be in it. We'll see. 3-match ban. I mean, that was a straight red card, so he's not going to be. I figured they may put Chalobah into defence. They may move Azpilicueta to the wing. I mean, they've got other options. I mean, they can do so much with that. You've got the new midfielder coming in, Saul
Niguez.
You know, he's there. Pulisic should be healthy and fit. I could imagine possibly.
Is Ziyech fit? See that.
He had the shoulder problem, and I don't think they're rushing him back at this stage. And to be honest with you, we've got so much depth. Why would we rush him back and risk it if he's still recovering? Shoulder problem can be bad, you know. So it's like I had one myself. So yeah.
And Hudson-Odoi is he around, or is he loaned out?
No, Hudson-Odoi is. I think at the moment, I read something that he actually turned down the under-21 so he could focus on his Chelsea.
Okay.
Focus on getting some more first team with Chelsea, but which I don't get because actually, wouldn't it be the more you play and actually produce for, you produce for your country, show some form.
A lot of the Welsh players do that, don't they? They play more for their country, some of them, than they do for the Premier League sides, at least, which is a strange one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought he would have actually, but yeah, apparently he's chosen not to play for the under-21s. Focus on his Chelsea career, fair enough. But he's available. I believe he's available, so it's about him fighting for that, place in the team as well. Again, it's that thing about there's too many options, and I can't, Lukaku up front. That's a given.
Goalkeeper and striker are kind of nailed
Mendy
on.
and in goal. Havertz, Mount. Again, you could swap Havertz around maybe. Alonso on the left, Kovacic, Jorginho. I mean, defence, Rudiger, Christensen. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's another defender we brought up from the youth team as well that he's kind of progressed to the first team. Again, listen, the name leaves me. I'll have to...
You'll have to Chelsea squad it.
I'll have to Chelsea squad it. I haven't got it set up, so I'm not going to go into that too much. But it's there. There's options. I honestly don't know. I feel like Villa will be a tough game. It is at home.
Even without burger sauce?
Without burger sauce. Where am I going?
That is not what you want your friends to see.
Yeah, I mean it's at home. I can't see it being. I'd expect to win this game. Hopefully by 2 goals. preferably something like a 2-0, keep a clean sheet,
Nice.
or 3-1. As I like a 3-1. I don't know why I always tend to go 3-1.
I suppose because there's a lot of goals, and you go, I don't mind conceding a goal if we get 3, and it's almost like 2-0, but
It is.
you're conceding a goal,
It
isn't
is. You know, it's just convincing still. Just winning by 2 goals. I just want to see some convincing victories, especially against the not, you know, teams outside of the top 6 in a sense. Although Villa, I mean, last year maybe they were a bit, stronger with the burger sauce.
Potentially best of the rest, potentially. I mean, they brought in a lot of players, haven't they, as well? So,
They have.
I mean, I was trying to click on them, but we don't have the technology, so I don't know. I might be able to get it on my phone. Cool, so they got Ings up front. Leon Bailey was a big buy. Watkins can be a bit of a pain in the arse to deal with. Ashley Young, I forgot they brought Ashley Young back. He's not going to be... I'd be surprised if he does feature. I mean, he wasn't that great in his last few at United, but McGinn's quite good in the central midfield. Tuan Zabi is was one of our backup defenders. He's gone back on loan to Villa. So it's a fairly strong team. And obviously Martinez in goal. Martinez is quality. I'll keep that
I
on
mean,
that page.
you know, I want to see Chelsea walk over them regardless. If we're going to challenge for the title this year, I'd expect them to be walking over teams like this.
It's not unfair to Villa to say, look, Chelsea, you would expect on their day, and Chelsea is at the Bridge. I mean, you know, if you're at Villa's ground, it might be something a bit different, but you're not. You're at the Bridge, aren't you?
Exactly. I haven't really got much more to say about that, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, we also mentioned one of the other games that stood out was Leicester versus
City.
the last 1/8 of Manchester City. Yeah, again, Leicester at home. I mean, both of us are hoping Leicester take points off City because, quite frankly, Leicester aren't going to be challenging this year unless there's some sort of horrendous upset. We know City are one of the teams to beat, so that helps us out very specifically. But the reality of it is that could well be 2-1 City, 2-0 City.
4-0 City.
I don't think it will be 4-0 City. Leicester are tough and they're at home.
And it is a way to Leicester, yeah.
So, you know, if Leicester can steal a draw or a win, that would be nice. Do you know what, I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to go 1-0 Leicester City.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why not? I'm going to be optimistic. That's what I want to see.
I've got to be honest with you, I think City are going to smash them. I honestly do. I feel like, I don't know, are City going to be on that rampaging mode where they're just going to go for a few games and score about 20 goals in 4 games or something silly, but...
See, I think they'll slow down a bit again, and then they'll do exactly what they did last season, and they'll just catch it all back up. I think City are a team that can be slapped once or twice and still recover fairly well. So, yeah. I'd like to see Leicester win, but I mean, reality is City are the team there, really. But, yeah, why not? Stick my neck on the line. Leicester 1-0.
Okay.
City 1-0. Leicester City.
I'm going to go City 4-1.
4-1.
I'm going City 4-1. I'm going out there.
4-1.
I'm going absolutely out there.
Nice. 4-1 away from home.
Now, there is actually a bottom of the table clash. I'm sorry, I couldn't
Oh,
help
I
myself.
see, yes.
There's a bottom of the table clash. One team has scored 1 goal. One team has scored no goals. Give me them teams.
Arsenal versus Norwich. So Arsenal going to be at the Emirates, at home to Norwich, and Norwich have loaned Brandon Williams, which is one of our backup left/right backs. I'm really big fan of Brandon Williams.
Okay.
I hope he does well there.
Okay.
His last game he played quite well.
Come on,
Now-
Pookie.
Exactly.
Come on, Pookie, get some goals.
Now, if you're Norwich and you're Norwich City's manager, you're looking at Arsenal at the moment. You're going, we can have them, because Norwich probably everyone's team to finish 20th. Let's be real with this season. I know you're thinking Arsenal right now because it's fun, but if you're Norwich right now, you're going Arsenal for the taking.
No, do you know what I was
could
gonna say?
walk over Arsenal.
Didn't Arsenal have some kind of behind closed doors friendly against Brentford or something and beat them 4-0 or something? Or am I talking?
I don't know.
Am I
I don't
talking
know.
absolute
It's
rubbish?
possible.
I swear there was a friendly played and Arsenal actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because? Well, I was going to say a lot of their first team players are away on international, but it'd only be about 3 or 4 of them that are
It would
anyway.
have been a couple of, I think just the weekend literally finished and there may have been a friendly in between some way. I don't know. There's just
Is that their
something.
revenge on Brentford behind closed doors?
I don't know. There was just
They
something in
need
my memory.
something for all or nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if Arsenal go into that game with their continued form, and I don't know what this. I don't know what's
Sorry,
going to
a
happen
draw
with
is
this game.
Arsenal as a football team. A draw is not really good enough. A loss is no
they
way.
need to win that.
Yeah, that's a must win. And in a couple of games' time, they come up against Spurs, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what we were looking at last time. And, you know, if he struggles here, if that's a draw, or they get a 1-0 win, they struggle the next one, and they get thrashed by Spurs, I think Arteta's gone.
And you know what? Talking about Spurs as well, the 12:30 game, Palace-Tottenham. I have to say, if I was available and settled down for that game, I wouldn't mind having a watch because I just haven't seen Spurs play properly this season yet. But I think Son is injured. I swear does he play for Korea?
Yes, South Korea.
I swear he got some kind of hamstring problem or something. Again, do you know what? I have all these thoughts and I don't jot them down at the time. And I just read the other day that actually he got a bit of an injury. So I don't know how much of an injury it is because that would be a major blow for Spurs. I don't know. I think that could be quite a good game. Palace are at home.
They brought some players in. I mean, Kane's back and playing, so it would probably be Kane, Mora and Bergwijn up front, I would have thought. So Son being out is a blow because Son's on a roll, or was on a roll.
Yes, he is. Could even be a super sub.
Yeah, now he's on a trip because he's hurt his hamstring. But I mean, it's... they do have options. So it's, again, Spurs being the stronger side, you'd expect them to beat Palace. But Palace are tough at home. They're always fairly tough at home. And they don't always beat big teams at home, but they're always tough. And it's hard to smack Palace when they're playing at home. And we know they've got one or two players that are very good at getting forward, Palace as well.
Now, looking through the list of games on the Saturday, there's just one game. There's a few others that I'm not going to go into right now. But there's just one game that frustratingly could actually become the talking point of the entire weekend.
Brentford versus Brighton.
Uh-huh.
No, well, it's the talk of the week so far. Ronaldo coming back to United and making his second debut for the club. United versus Newcastle, which is annoyingly on at 3 o'clock, and I bet all the TV people are kicking themselves. They're kicking themselves because of the money. Well, you joke, but we struggled against Newcastle the last few years. So the lineup here, so this is going off my head, I don't have the paper in front of me. So I'm going with De Gea in net, because De Gea's performed really well. The defence picks itself, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire and Shaw at left back. Not together, so it's Maguire in the centre and Shaw on the left. McTominay's still out. I have a feeling we'll see either Fred and Van der Beek or Matic and Van der Beek as a 2 pivot. Greenwood on the right wing, so Fernandes at 10. On the left wing, you'll have Pogba, and up front, you'll have Cavani, and they'll bring Ronaldo on. Because it will just come on to an ovation, and obviously, he's played recently, and he's only just started training, so you'll bring him on to a huge standing ovation. I don't know whether it'll be with half an hour left,
I was going to say,
20 minutes
second
left,
half towards the end.
yeah. I don't think because he's not trained with the team. I mean, he's going to come on and make an impact.
And score a hat-trick.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Yeah, I mean, I actually think that's 1-0 United. I don't think that's... I know that we go on runs of like 4-0, 4-1 a lot, and then we hit a dry patch, because that just seems to be our pattern. I don't think we're going to thrash them. I think it's going to be 1-0, and I think it will be Greenwood that scores. So I think Ronaldo will come on. But again, if he plays Van der Beek, he's good under pressure. Matic can stay back as a pivot and stuff. Again, Fred could. So it'd be interesting to see if it can unlock and get forwards. But I don't think this is going to be a big one, because we struggle against Newcastle.
Do you know what? I'm going to go out there with a scoreline, and I'm going to say 1-1, potentially with a last-minute winner
From Ronaldo?
I don't know. Either way, I don't know. Is it going to be like an anti-climax? Because if that just happened, I'm
like a really shitty, boring match, and then there's a goal right at the end.
Yeah. I mean, literally, a couple of cheap goals through the game, and then something horrendous at the end where one team throws it away, or it could really be Ronaldo comes on the last 20 minutes and scores that winning goal, which is very, very possible.
It's possible.
Very possible. If you're talking about super subs, could you get any more super? Don't say Messi. But, you know, honestly, like, could you get any more?
Yeah, so I think, again, that'll be the talking point in the game. You know, I just... It's one of those games where it's a big opportunity. It's a big game. United have had mind you, some of the big teams they've not had a great start. Have not won all of their games. But just the way we played in our last match was a bit grim. There was a match behind closed doors to give some people some minutes. But yeah, I think ultimately we'll win, but scrape it, because we tend to do that against Newcastle at the moment. And Steve Bruce has really got them really defensive and rough, so it's quite.
I think they've got a bit of energy. There's just some players in Newcastle. I admire them. I just see that, like Maximum. It's just there's just so much energy in some of their players. Are just
And John Joe Shelby's actually really effective against us.
Yeah.
The last 2 or 3 times we played Newcastle, he's been very effective against us. I think the last time he came on as a sub.
He was at Liverpool, wasn't he?
Was he? I didn't think he was.
Was he not? Was he not at Liverpool?
I thought he was. Let's find out.
I thought he was at Liverpool. I swear, at some point. Uh-oh.
A picture of him in the England top. He's from Romford, so he's played for Oh no, you're right, Liverpool between 2010 and 2013.
Yeah.
He's only 29, so he must have been quite young when he was playing for them.
Yeah, no, I just there's just something in my mind that remembered him being there. Again, he's a player. I think there's something I liked. He just had a bit of power to him.
Yeah, he's quite rough.
Yes,
we'll run through the
he's
middle.
He's definitely a tough guy.
Great player, a good player. I like him.
So.
I like watching him. Technical issues. Well, it's not really, is it? It's environmental. Environmental issue. There a great big iceberg came and crashed into the man cave.
Do you know what? Unfortunately, we couldn't continue the video inside the man cave because, I mean, once the rain starts on top of the plastic sheeting, you just can't hear yourself think.
Yeah.
So we had to stop, and we're now continuing the rest of the video.
Yep.
Via, video call.
The next match is the Liverpool game. So this is one we started talking about yesterday, but we couldn't finish recording it, so we're going to continue on. So your thoughts on the Liverpool match?
I mean, for me, the points go to Liverpool. I just can't. I mean, Leeds are at home. I mean, they're again, they are quite a tough team. But yeah, for me, Liverpool are going to keep plugging away, getting points. They're going to be up there. They're certainly top 6, top 4 type team. I mean, top 6 I think is taking the pee a little bit, but I think they're still 4. In all honesty.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it the other week that Liverpool could be a surprise team because no one's expecting them to win, so they could just pull a surprise later on in the season.
Yeah.
If any of the other sort of big 3 or 4 teams at the top screw up, there's a chance for Liverpool easily, really. I mean, they're still quite far above Leicester. Leicester are good, but Liverpool is still a step above that. So there is that, I think. Leeds have bought Dan James recently off of Man United, so it'll be interesting to see him in play for Leeds. It'll be very different and odd, but good luck to him. I'd like to see, again, a draw, because it's best for our teams, really, or certainly for me, from a selfish point of view. Leeds to beat Liverpool would be fantastic, but I can't see
only game
that
on Sunday.
happening. Sorry?
It's actually it's the only game on Sunday as well. All the other games are happening on Saturday, then you've got the one game on Sunday, and you've got the one game on the Monday night, which we're going to come to in a sec.
I'll try and capture that. Catch that then. Then moving on to the Champions League. So Chelsea have got Zenit St. Petersburg. What are your thoughts on the match? Do you think Chelsea will line up a little bit differently, obviously, because it's Champions League? Do you think that because Zenit aren't someone like Bayern Munich or PSG or Ajax or someone that Chelsea won't throw out their entire strongest starting 11? What do you think?
I mean, do you know what? The team we'd put out, I could still imagine it to be quite a strong team, but it's virtually swapping the bench, rotating some players. The Premiership's important, so we got to generally rest for that as well. So I'm just looking ahead, funny enough, just seeing who we've got come the week. I know we're going to talk about that. Do you know what? It's a big Sunday game next week for Chelsea. We're away to Tottenham, so because of that, I could imagine resting some of our better players. And you know what? Maybe put Werner up front. Let him have a run out.
Definitely. That's become...
Although he missed another sitter. He's getting to be known. But he did score for Germany as well. I think
Right.
Havertz may have set him up, and he did score.
Right.
I feel like he's got so much talent, but he just has. I don't know. Something's happened from that 35 goals that he scored before he come to Chelsea in the season. He's come to Chelsea, and I think he scored something like 12 goals in 40, 50 matches or something, or whatever it may be. It's not great.
Wow.
It's really, really bad. But maybe put him up front. You know, we've still got a good midfield that could back him up. The defence rotate. Yeah. I personally, I'm going to be quite arrogant and kind of feel like we should take that game. 3 points should be in the bag.
Yes, it's not one that Chelsea should be losing, really.
No.
You know, I don't think anyone expect you to lose. You're at the bridge, aren't you? Against Zenit?
Yes, we are.
And I mean,
Yes,
just
we
jumping
are.
back to the next time you mentioned Spurs, I suppose that's become the big London derby now, Chelsea versus Spurs, because Arsenal not anywhere in
There
it.
isn't really anyone. There isn't anyone else in
No, I mean,
London,
you could
really, is
argue.
there? Well, West Ham.
Yeah, exactly. You can argue West Ham are slowly clawing out. They're still not quite the quality of Spurs, though. So Spurs are your probably biggest rivals
Yeah.
at the moment and locally.
But we'll chat about that come next week. So I'm not
Definitely.
going to go too much into the Spurs game right now. But yeah,
Yep.
Zenit St. Petersburg. That should be 3 points, Chelsea, personally. So
I know you've been helping out with the United match, and you've been googling young boys for us because we're at home to young boys. That sounds even worse when you put it like that. It's not going to be a tough game. It's going to be, because we're playing there at home and we're away. It's going to be a little bit awkward. But again, you expect to slap them. We've slapped young boys.
you know, I'm going to be cheering now. I'm going to be cheering. Come on, the young boys.
Fuck it now.
What?
Tongue in cheek.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just simply want them to take the points away from United.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see that happening. But it's that's one you definitely expect. You will expect to see the likes of Ronaldo playing and Sancho reintroduced, etc., etc. Yeah, I mean, the other teams in the group, we've got Atalanta and Villarreal. And Villarreal will be tough for us because we seem to struggle against the Spanish teams and the Spanish sides. But that group in a whole, you'd expect Man United to finish top, and then Villarreal, and then the other two wherever they want to land, really. That's kind of how you feel it's going. You mentioned Chelsea's group. Who else is in Chelsea's group?
Malmo and Juventus.
Nice. Well, it's between Chelsea and Juventus, you would have thought.
You'd think
the first
so.
couple of places.
Do you know what? There is a game, though, away from both Chelsea and United on Tuesday night, which I actually... Such a shame it's on at the same time. I don't know, for me, it's Barcelona, Bayern Munich.
Oh, that'd be pretty good.
I know, it's the same time.
I mean, that.
You're lucky you can actually watch United play and then you can watch that game.
Yeah, I mean, I expect Munich to walk all over them. But Barcelona have had to get rid of all of their assets.
They're a bit broken. They're a bit broken at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, even Real Madrid. I think if you're the English teams in the Champions League in recent years there's been so many of them dotted around. This is the year. I know Chelsea won it last year, but this is the year any of those teams are looking at it, because Real Madrid are out, or essentially out. Barcelona are not as strong as they were. Obviously, PSG are powered up. City are City, but again, it always feels like they're never destined to win it. So, that leaves Liverpool, who like to grab a European trophy once in a blue moon. Chelsea, United. It feels like it's more up for grabs now than it was a year or two ago. And obviously, Juventus. You've got Juventus in the group as well. And Juventus have lost Ronaldo, so it's and they're by no means
I thought about
team.
that.
Yeah, they're not by no means a poor team, but they've lost Ronaldo. So,
and we've gained a Lukaku.
You have Big Rob. So
I feel like we've definitely got the players. I know. I've sort of just looking at the next day as well. I know I've said this, and we've had a bit of a debate on this. I still think. Group B is the group of death for me this year. There's always got to be a group of death. And I'm just looking at Atletico Madrid, FC Porto, Liverpool, and AC Milan. And I know you said it's not the AC Milan of old, but I still kind of, just looking at the groups, I almost feel like I can almost pick. I feel like it's easy, or we could be arrogant enough to pick the two winners of every group.
Yeah.
But that one could be Liverpool could have some problems there. But everywhere, I mean, I think Man City should be cruising. I mean, Man City and Paris, PSG, they should be. I mean, they should be 1 and 2 gone through.
Definitely.
Yeah. But no, I feel as far as Chelsea and United, yeah, there should be 2 easy wins there. Anything less is a felony.
See, I'm calling Chelsea to win the
Dun,
Premier
dun, dun,
League,
dun, dun.
United to win the Champions League. That's what I'm calling.
Yeah.
That's right at the start of the season. That's what it felt like. So it feels like United are in a position to win things, but I don't feel like we're going to win the Premier League. It doesn't.
Okay.
That doesn't feel right. But what it does feel like is we're going to win something, and what's something that's easily winnable? The Champions League, not easily winnable, but it's something we can contend in. So I think we could possibly win the Champions League and go fairly well in the FA Cup or something.
When young boys beat you, and then you lose more points to Villarreal and Atlanta. You finish in third. You drop to the European.
We get out of the group stage. It's in the knockout stages when we face someone like Villarreal or Sevilla.
You get to the Europa and you win the Europa League.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not much to talk about with the Champions League.
No.
That it's not even underway yet. It's different with the Premier League because we've got the one before and the one coming up. I mean, we can speculate about who's going to start, but there'll be some kind of sort of squad rotation. But just because they're not, like we're saying, it's not Juventus, it's not Barcelona, it's not Real Madrid.
Yeah,
it's young boys and Zenit St. Petersburg. So,
I mean, the teams may get a bit more serious if it comes to the second round of games. And
are you telling me young boys aren't serious? Even
but let's say
even talking to them sounds like you're talking down to them. Yes, it's going to be an interesting week of football then.
It will be an interesting week of football. Welcome back to Champions League. There you go. You got some stuff to cut out there. Got some stuff to put back in.
Oh, dear. Yeah, it's going to be a laugh. But thanks for joining us. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yep.
You can find Boycie at
Boycie's Bricks and Bits.
Cool. I'm at Sly LSR on Twitter. Oh my God, this is just complete. Oh dear. I'm at Sly LSR on Twitter. Oh, what are we on Twitter? It's not quite.
It's what a load of DRI.
DRI. What a load of DRI.
Couldn't fit the rest of the word. That's where it kind of run out of characters.
Feel free to send us questions and stuff. We'll answer them. Keep it football based, preferably.
I want some football debates to pop up. Come on, people.
I'm sure if it starts rolling, you'll get some Arsenal fans that will just be all over you. So, so thanks for joining. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Take care, folk.
What's the new anthem for when Arsenal lose?